So here we are back with Leadership Talks, life lessons with sport. And today, I've got somebody who's a friend of mine. I mean, somebody who's been with me, had my back when I was at my worst. And I got to say this. I mean, in his office, when I first went to him and said, support me. And I was down. And he called me inside to his cabin and he said, and I will always be with you. And he has been. What a story he is. From 2009, any airport you go, any city you go now, the red and yellow stands out. Not East Bengal, but wow Momo. And it's great. I mean, wow Momo, wow China, wow Kulfi now as well, and wow chicken. Sagar Daryani, what a success you are. I mean, but tell me your story. This is the 15th anniversary. We are celebrating that.
Yeah.
In this series, we've had some great corporate leaders before you, but it gives me a lot of pleasure to be able to do this.
No. Thank you, Boya. I mean, it's great to be here. I mean, have looked up to you, and to be on your show is like a dream come true.
And by the way, let me before Sagar starts, we are actually in his restaurant. So we are in his restaurant having, the food was superb. We are in Park Street, Kolkata. My guys have already, Rohan and Neil and Numakant, they've shown you the outside. So Sagar, first question.
You can't be in this business if you don't feed people good food.
No,
so I know the interview will go off well because Boria is well fed.
No, and I love my food. First question,
No, but
how did it start and how did this thought come? And all of us, before this interview, where did this name Wow Momo come from?
So I'll tell you what, Boria, I was in third year of college and I was pathetic with maths and numbers. So India में MBA करने के लिए maths में अच्छा होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. And I was coming out of a breakup in college. So that third year was fully, that depression, that Devdas type, Kabir Singh type से era था मेरा. I felt I was being very unproductive. And there was this lady in my school who would sell Momo. They would call her Momo auntie. And her Momos were beautiful. Like, it would melt in the mouth. So I would buy one plate of 5 pieces. Within 5 minutes, it would be over. My friends would gobble everything out. I would just get one piece to eat. So I was like, if good quality Momos can sell, why can't we brand it? If people can play with burgers, people can play with pizzas, why can't we play with Momos? So that's how the idea caught in. And I was like, okay, guys, let's build a Momo brand. Let's be known for Momos. So Binod and my co-founder, we would do group studies together at night. Binod was a Nepalese, so he could make Momos. His Momos weren't wow, to be honest, but we exactly knew what we want in our Momos. And I think that's how the idea started. And Boja, it's been 15 years. I started with just 30,000, less than $500.
Yeah.
Last 15 years has been like a Bollywood blockbuster. There have been days where I've been super excited, kicked about life, and then there have been days where I've been sad, depressed, felt like giving up. But one thing I must say that, whether I was very happy or I was very sad, I couldn't sleep. And I think your dreams should be so big and so wow that they don't allow you to sleep. So I feel blessed.
Because in this story, and I know this, I mean, you're a sports buff. You're a sports athlete. Where is sport in this? I think how much has sport kind of...
Big time. I think the fact that I'm able to multitask, I'm able to work 15, 16 hours a day, a lot of credit goes to my school, which is St. James's in Calcutta, and extracurriculars and sports, because, I was a very good cricketer, a very good footballer, I'm very good in athletics. And, in school cricket, the CAB under 19 that we would have in under 16, we would have it during our exams. So imagine you are taking a train, going and playing a match against one of the best schools, winning, coming back, giving an exam next morning. There were days when we had matches on day of exam. So come at 6 in the morning, give half the paper, give half the exam, go and play the CAB match, win the quarters, win the semis. The dream was to play at Eden Gardens. I mean, for us, it was about playing the final at Eden Gardens, and I'm lucky I could play there twice. Once we won, once we lost. But yeah, I mean, the game is something, cricket has taught me, sports rather has taught me that never say die attitude. I think it's taught me to be diligent. As a kid, I wanted to be a cricketer like Sachin. I was not a good batsman like him, not a good bowler like him, but I think it taught me to be diligent in my work. Doing that same thing again and again. He could do it for 24 years. I was like, why can't I do it for 24 months and then 24? Just keep extending. And I owe it a lot to sports because you see failures, you learn how to handle failures. You see success, you learn how to handle success, and that's what entrepreneurship is all about. How do you learn to tackle different things? I think today, whatever Wow is today, it's because of the team we have. We have a kick-ass team. But I have co-founders.
Before you go into that, where did Wow this name come from?
So I wanted to name it Yo China. There was a brand called Yo China in Delhi, so I wanted to name it Yo Momo. And then I realized that these guys might sue me, right? And I said, why copy anyone? So I was sitting in front of my designer. My kiosk in Spencer's is supposed to open 2 days from the launch, and I'm making my logo. And I was like, what do I want people to say when they eat my Momo? And I said, I want them to say wow. So that's how the name Wow Momo came in. And today when I'm fancy about it, I say, if you reverse wow, it's mom. My mom is my closest thing to me.
Beautiful.
So that's what I say now. But otherwise, wow came from there, and I gave it a yellow color because I was not a brand from US like a KFC or a McDonald's that I'll open a store and there'll be a huge kiosk at my store. I was a full Make in India Desi brand that I was building. So I had to attract people. I had to roll eyeballs. So a very flashy yellow signage. And I think anything that you do to create an impression in the mind of the consumer builds a brand, right? So right from the uniform to the way the staff speaks, to the look and feel of the store, to the products, to the innovation. I mean, imagine a Momo burger, chocolate Momo. I think that's what's made us what we are today.
Now to team. But again, I mean, that kind of brings me to sport again. Sport, when we talk team sport, a captain is as good as the team, right?
Yes,
as the coach is as good as
absolutely.
the. In your case, and I know some of them. I've been to your offices multiple times.
Yes.
Fabulous team.
Yeah, I'm blessed to have the team that I have. I think it might not be the most intellectual team, but definitely the most hardworking and the most smart working team. And I think in today's day and age, you have to learn to balance the two. I personally feel that you can only build a wow organization if you have people better than you. And then what I do, I compete with them. In a very positive manner. That okay, I started this. You've come in with more ideas. Let me compete with you. You do your best. I do my best. There is no egos here.
Right.
And I think I've been a firm believer of sharing wealth to make wealth. See, if I do everything, then how do I build a big empire? So I'd rather get professionals. Let me make my strength stronger. So if I'm a good batsman, let me focus on batting. Let the bowler be like a Ashwin who will come and crumble the opposition. So I think I've been a big believer of getting the best experts for the best roles. So I got in a third co-founder as the CFO because I was never a finance guy. You put me in numbers and my strategy, my creativity just dies down.
But everybody tells me you're the mathematical genius.
I was actually a marketing guy. It's the love of brand building and marketing that got me into this. But then when I realized that this business is so big and getting so large, I got in Mulli, my fourth co-founder, as a CMO. So I learned to pass on something which was so close to me, which is my love for marketing and brand building to him, because I said I have to look at the larger picture of the business, which is I have to convert this brand into an organization, which involves letting go of stuff, which involves setting trends, balancing the team. Everyone has inflated egos. How do you balance egos? How do you keep that mental well-being factor? I've been very vocal about mental health, and if you keep telling people work, there is a frustration that comes in. How am I able to take on their frustration? If I am losing my cool on them, they have the right to lose their cool on me. How do I react? How do I not feel inflated about something that someone said, and how do I keep calm? So एक पेड़ जब बड़ा होता है, like a tree, when it grows, it just gives more shadow. I mean, it gives more shade. I think that the amazing co-founders and the amazing team members that put are the flowers and the fruits in that tree, and I feel blessed. I completely feel blessed.
You mentioned this, some time back, that sport taught you how to lose, and it teaches us how to lose.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more, because there must be days, there have been bad moments, good moments.
Yeah.
How do you deal with failure? Because, at the moment, when we were all here and my team was like, Boris and Sagar and Boyish why? Nah, he's built this. So there is an aura about you.
36, by the way.
and there is an aura about you, and people aspire to be you. But they see the success. There must be a tough side.
Full on. So I think you really have to stand tall. When you're a leader, you have to stand up for your team. You have to stand up for what you believe. There will be days where वो बोलते हैं ना, जब तक बल्ला चल रहा है ठाट है. There'll be days when you'll be looked up to like God by your investors, by your customers, by your different stakeholders, by your employees also. And there'll be days when you're the biggest villain for them. Now, how do you learn not to react or overreact? I would say when you are praised like a Shah Rukh Khan, or when you're called a villain like a whatever. So I somehow feel that you have to learn to keep your calm. You have to just keep your head down and focus. I think the best part that I've learned in this journey is to focus. So my cricket coach would say that one ball at a time. So in my life, I have absorbed something like one day at a time. So when times are very good, I run. When times are okay, I walk. But when times are tough, it's really bad to move. I don't stop moving. I crawl. So that's one thing in life that, keep moving. Even if you move by an inch a day,
I
keep
will
moving.
take this.
Yeah. You need to keep
Run,
moving.
walk, crawl.
Yeah, you need to keep moving. There are days when you feel everything is crumbling. You're like, okay, fine, let me just do this one task correct. Maybe this one task correct will build in some productivity in my entire environment, in the entire ecosystem, and then that one leads to 2, 2 leads to 5, 5 leads to 6. और वो कहते हैं ना, बूंद बूंद से सागर भरता है. तो मेरे ये बूंद है, मेरे outlets, मेरे colleagues. We have 7,000 wow colleagues today. I mean, I feel proud that I'm 36. I wake up every morning with that kick in my zeal that 37,000 people. So it also makes me feel empowered and responsible that I can't take a wrong decision, because
of course
7,000 people is like 7,000 lives. I can't go wrong. So it makes you feel empowered. It gives you responsibility.
Do you feel pressure again? Sport?
I do at times, but then I think what sport taught me was to absorb pressure. So I'll give you a couple of examples. I was playing this flat light cricket tournament in Bhawanipur at Northern Park, where we were champions. And in one match I got 5 wickets, and in the next match I got hit for 5 sixes in an over, and my team lost because of that. And I remember that was the first time that I cried on a cricket field, because I felt responsible that the team lost because of that. And that was the first time I felt that I considered my team to be my fellow mates, but for the first time I felt they were family, because they consoled me and I wasn't made to sit back. I wasn't dropped. I was again made to play the next match, and I again performed and delivered. I got another chance, and sports taught me to give chance. Sports taught me to treat your teammates like family. And today, whether it's a housekeeping guy in my company or whether it's a co-founder, I think the rules are same for everyone. You have to give that respect. To get respect, you have to give respect. You have to make your own respect. There's one more example I clearly remember. There was this Bangalore where we were playing a match. I always wanted to bat, but we had an amazing batting team, so I took a go last down. And two balls, 4 runs to win, and I hit a 4. And before the ball could reach the boundary, I picked up the wickets. Now imagine had the ball not gone to the boundary, we would have lost. Right? So it's taught me not to overreact. It's taught me to take pressure. It's taught me to, and even if you lose or you fail, it's taught me to that, you have another chance. तो वो बोलते हैं ना कि शाम के बाद सुबह आती है, सुबह के बाद शाम आती है. I think sports has taught me that you will always get another chance, and that's why there's this interview of Harsha Bhogle where he says that Test cricket has a second innings, and I've picked up a lot from that, from those words that he said, that you will always get a second chance.
Sport always gives you that chance.
Absolutely.
And the funny thing about sport, which I teach my students always, is that when you and I fail, our failure is private.
Yes.
But sport, you're failing in front of 1 million people, right? And the good thing about sport is, again, you will come back and win in front of 1 million people.
Yes.
So it's the public failure and the public success of sport that makes it.
And also, what sports has taught me is to do the right thing without listening to the noise around you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you play, today imagine Virat Kohli is playing, and the stadium is packed with audience. He is focused. He's dead focused, right? Sachin took the pressure of the country for 24 years. Dead focused. So today also, when there's a lot of noise around me and I'm focusing on my business, I have learned to mute the noise or cancel the noise and just focus on my goal. Whether it's
critical.
Yeah. And the noise might come from people who are very, very close to you. It might come from family, it might come from friends, it might come from investors. But you have to do what's good for business, what's best for business, because you are responsible to take the business there. At times you have to also, I would say, be selfless and put the brand or the business in front of you. Do what's best for the brand, even if it's at your own personal stake getting a bit diminished. And I think that's what makes champion brands.
How are you as in backstage? I mean, what do you do? Because I know you're a lover of dogs, and I've seen photographs, but and family. But how? You're a workaholic. All of us know that. I mean, you and I, we chat in the mornings and stuff like that. But how are you backstage? What do you do to unwind with this kind of pressure?
So for me, I think my friends are the biggest assets that I have. They are more than family to me. Watching a Netflix or Amazon is like okay for me. But catching up with friends, hanging out with friends, I think completely unwinds me. I'm a big sports enthusiast, so any cricket, whether it's men, women, I will watch the highlights at night when I'm back home. I might watch it on my phone, I might watch it on my television. So I will catch up on the action. I might not catch it live, might not get the time to catch it live, but I will exactly know how an Ashwin got out or how Jadeja took his 300th wicket. So I think I keep myself updated. I'm very good with stats. So when I was a kid, I had made these books on Sachin. The other day I meet him, I'll tell him about it. I had made some 7-8 books. I have every photograph of his, every century, every paper cutting, every stat. So that is what taught me to admire a role model. And today, when I'm in this profession, I have role models like a Steve Jobs, I have role models like a J.R.D. Tata, I have role models like a Walt Disney. You know, people coming from different backgrounds. Sachin is a role model, Saurabh is a role model. But I think you know, you aspire to become like someone, and I want to lead a life where I can, you know, inspire other people to become like me. See, my goal is very clear, Puryata. I'm 36 now. By the time I turn 50, it will be another 16 years. I want to build hospitals. I want to build 50 hospitals. And earlier I would say 5. My investor said one day, one of my investors said that, Sagar, you have so much energy. If you say 5, you'll do 5. If you say 50, you'll do 50. Since that day till today, I say I'm going to do 50. And if I can even make 10 people become like me, I think I'll go down to my grave a happy man. I mean, you never know. I mean, after 50, I want to enter politics maybe. You know, I want to give back to the country.
Sure.
You know, maybe I want to be that light that can show India. I mean, by then I'm sure India will be winning a lot of Olympic medals and golds. But I would want to see India right up there when it comes to sports. I would want to see India right up there when it comes to entrepreneurship. I mean, it's already getting there. But, you know, I want this country to be like, you know, zero unemployment, 100% employment. I mean, that's my dream, that's my goal. And you should actually talk about your dream, because only if you'll say, you'll achieve it.
Love this energy and passion. Couple more. I mean, one, you know, you were doing fantastically well with Wow Momo, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you decided Wow Chicken. When you're taking on established global brands.
Yeah.
Why?
So, you know, I just felt that today for us, you know, when COVID happened, we derived Wow China. So Wow Momo became Wow, extended to Wow China. Now, before that, my belief system completely changed. I believe that we've cracked the art of selling momos in scale in India. But then when Wow China started happening and shaping up, I felt that, you know, we've actually cracked the art of operating small box QSR, because my stores are not as big as KFC. It's small inside, this compact, it's takeaway. I said, if I can do Chinese from a kiosk and I can do Momo from a kiosk, means I've cracked SOPs, I've cracked the art of selling QSR from a small box format. So now, what is the cuisine gap? Because see, earlier people would come to have a meal once a week, order online, you know, more like an entertainment, किसी का birthday है, किसी का celebration. And today people's lives have become so busy, they want to have multiple meals outside. So I'm like, how can I bring multiple people to me, to Wow again and again? Now I can't expect someone to eat momos every day, but can I give him a China? Can I give him a chicken? Can I give him a kulfi? How often can I bring people back to Wow? So it was about owning share of the stomach. So you know, so we all are getting a belly expansion. How can I own share of the stomach? That's what led me to creating Wow Chicken. And I was like, Muryat, you know, I want to create India ka chicken. I'm a big fan of Make in India. I was like, you know, KFC is a role model brand for me. They've come from abroad to India. They've captured the Indian market. After KFC, there's no one. And they are a 4,000 crore business. I was like, in 5 years' time, they'll be 10,000 crores. If I can be 1/10 of them also in 5 years, it's a great job done. I'm creating India ka chicken. So tandoori chicken is selling, chicken reshmi kebab is selling. Now a biryani is coming inside Wow Chicken. So I'm quite excited about it.
Kulfi?
Oh, kulfi is like going to be my next game changer. I mean, if you ask me to bet on something,
by the way, I'm putting it on record. I love his Malai kulfi. I mean, and by the way, they pamper us. They send it to our studio, and all our team, and we are now 45 of us. We love their Malai kulfi. We love their food.
You know, like I said, in our industry, if you don't enjoy feeding people, you should be here. We love feeding people, but yeah, when I talk about kulfi, you know, I think kulfi will be the next big thing after Wow Momo for me. I think it will leave behind Wow China and Wow Chicken. Yes, Wow China and Wow Chicken will keep growing, but I feel no one thought a Momo brand could be created. And mark my words, I hope I'm not wrong. I feel no one. Today people tell me a kulfi brand can't be created, but trust me, it's been 4 months we've started. We've become a 2 crore monthly business in 4 months' time by just selling kulfi from our existing stores. Imagine when my standalone stores start opening and popping up. I mean, if Baskin Robbins can have 1,000 stores in India, why can't an Indian dessert like a kulfi have 1,000 stores in India? So that's the goal, that's the dream. I think kulfi will be the next big thing for us.
You've also traveled to multiple sports destinations to watch sport. I remember 2003 World Cup, you were there at every game.
Yeah.
So who are your sporting favorites?
See, when it comes to India, you know, there's no one taking away Sachin from me. Virat comes very close to it. But I love Ashwin, Ravichandran Ashwin. I think one of the best cricketing minds that...
By the way, he's coming to the conclave.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to meeting him. You promised me that.
100%. And I'm so sure Ash is watching. And one of my favorite cricketers. So you must meet Sagar together. Ash, you'll love it as well.
Yeah. So big fan of Ashwin. When it comes to off India, I think I've always admired the way Callum Gilchrist-Batted for Australia. I think that wicketkeeper batsman who brings in that attitude to the game, which is completely Gen Z today. Going out there and blasting all over the place. The way he thrashed India in that 2003 World Cup finals, it was sad for us. But if you look at that match from a out of India context, what an innings! Putting that golf ball inside the.
That was 2007.
2007. Yeah.
2003
What an innings!
was Ponting, but that was an
2003 was Ponting. 2007 was with Sri Lanka. Yeah. What an innings! I saw that. I remember I stayed up all night. It was in West Indies.
I was
stayed up
there
all night and So imagine. I mean, people touch your and also I've been a very very big fan of someone like even a Sachin Mushtaq. Imagine a Pakistani player, but I remember that inning that Sachin played against him in Chennai. And I was a kid. I was like very very small. It was my first my formative years to cricket. And I was like, what a way this guy is bowling, except for Sachin, no one can play him. So I've had my role models, I've had my heroes over the years.
Last few questions, Sagar. 5 minutes left. So, owning an IPL team at some point?
I would love to. If God is kind someday, maybe I would love to. But I think far away, there are a lot of wealthier people in India.
But I know you have the passion for it.
Yes, definitely. See, I think owning an IPL team is not just about the money. It's about what you bring onto the table. The wow factor. And I think we have that wow factor. Hopefully, inshallah, someday, definitely we want to get there. Let's see. Hopefully.
So 5 years down the line, where does Wow Momo or the Wow business go? I mean, where do you want to see yourself?
See, today, honestly, definitely, we want to be one of India's first quick service restaurant chain, like a homegrown chain doing IPO going public, because I want my customers to be investors of my, the well-being that we're doing from the business. I want them to also get benefits out of that. They made me. For me, my biggest celebrity is my customer. I mean, till today, if you open a store, the customer cuts the ribbon, You'll not see a Virat Kohli coming and cutting a ribbon, but you'll see a customer coming and cutting a ribbon. So customer first is the approach. But yeah, I mean, I really want to go global. I want to build India's global brand. So the next 7 to 10 years, I think you'll see us in more than, like today we are 54 cities. Hopefully in 10 years time, you'll see us in 15, 20 countries for sure. And maybe another 15 years time.
15, 20 countries?
Yeah. Maybe 15, 20 years time, you never know, 100 countries is the goal. I really want to get there. Today, if KFC can be in 100 plus countries, if Domino's can be in 100 plus countries, why can't Wow Momo be in 100 plus countries?
Wow. I mean, this is actually wow.
So it's going to be a Make in India story. Yeah.
It is a Make in India story. And final, I'll give you 60 seconds. Tell me about your customers.
I think the consumers make us what we are. Their feedback. We do a lot of consumer dipstick. I think listening to your customer is very important. See, when you're selling 100 plates, you'll get praised 90 times. You'll get criticized 10 times. Listening to the criticism and responding is very important. I think one thing at Wow we really do is that we respond and we react in the right manner. So today, if a customer gets a complaint, don't be surprised if the staff reaches your house or your office next day with a bouquet and with another pack of momos to welcome you back again. Because one good customer can get you 100 good customers, but one bad customer can get you 1,000 negative reputation, because negativity spreads faster. You take years to build a positive moment. So very grateful to my consumers, to my customers. I think they make us what we are. Personally, my consumers make me feel like God. I mean, thank you so much, because the kind of love and respect I get. I go for the public speaking talk anywhere. I'm asked for autographs these days. I feel like a celebrity.
Nice.
Today in office.
You watch it?
No, I'm grateful to God. Today in office, remember we have this brand called Gautam's opposite Money Square, that guy who started from the road. Mm-hmm. His son and him came to meet me, and his son came and touched my feet, and I felt so embarrassed. But then for that 20-year-old guy, I'm an inspiration. Gautam Da was generation 1, I'm generation 2, his son is generation 3. We had 3 generations sitting in my office and having a cup of tea and talking about the food business. Coming from the streets, he would sell chai, coffee. Today I'm selling momos. His son wants to sell, something else, maybe Mexican or whatever. But imagine the way we've all evolved. So I felt great.
Final question, Sagar. I can't not ask you. At my worst, why did you wreck me?
I think I believe from what you said, and I've seen your work. I think you work from your heart. You want to give back to sport. The kind of passion that you have for non-cricket sport is something that drives me towards you. Everyone's covering cricket. You're covering everything else but cricket, and yes, cricket also now. I think what happened with you was a blessing in disguise, and I'm saying it on camera. I think it's a blessing in disguise, not just for you. I think it's for the entire sporting fraternity, because of you, today people exactly know the unsung heroes who are becoming heroes thanks to a network like Revsportz, and hats off to you. And I think Revsportz, I wanted to grow big, I wanted to reach a level where maybe one day, you have the IPL rights, and let's create different leagues. Why just cricket? I mean, the way you're covering, Paralympics. I mean, those guys are not even known of, not even heard of. And here you have a team which goes to Paris, not just for the main Olympics, but for the Paralympics, stayed back, covers them up. I mean, everyone gives so much hype to cricket. Why did I talk to them about cricket? Because I was exposed more to cricket.
Correct.
As audience gets exposed to more and more non-cricketing sports, I mean, today look at it from all angles. You have squash, you have billiards, you have table tennis, you have badminton, and trust me, a sport like hockey, badminton, if given the right kind of coverage, I think the golden years of Indian hockey is going to come back if covered in the right manner. And I'm dying to one day watch Indian football playing the World Cup, and I know it's going to happen. A matter of time.
I just hope this one. I don't know. I rest.
It'll happen.
Fingers crossed it should.
Yeah,
but I want to say this. What a wonderful 30 minutes. It flew past. It just flew past. This is one of the best episodes. I love chatting to Sagar. I mean, informally, and I can see Rohan nodding from the other side. Absolute blast. That's what it was. Exactly like the wow taste that he always brings and all his restaurants bring. Sagar Daryani is an inspiration to almost all of us, including me. I'm older to you, but fabulous. Wish you more success. Keep backing us.
Thank you.
Because we need your support. We need your support, and to every customer. He might get it wrong once, but trust me, he's got his heart in the right place, and he'll get it right 100 times. Thank you very much, Sagar.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you
Absolute
so much.
pleasure.
Thank you.